Mr. Crew, welcome to the most bipartisan committee in Congress.
Thank you, Mr. Shou, for bringing Republicans and Democrats together.
In a rare display of unity, Republicans and Democrats have given TikTok CEO Shou a 5-hour grilling over whether the social media app is a threat to the American way of life.
We may not always agree on how to get there, but we care about our national security. We care about our economy, and we sure as heck care about our children.
In the run-up to the hearing, Mr. Shou was already reaching out to TikTok users.
Some politicians have started talking about banning TikTok. Let me know in the comments what you want your elected representatives to know about what you love about TikTok.
52 members of the House Energy and Commerce Committee questioned the TikTok CEO, and while proceedings were overshadowed by grandstanding, there were some moments of clarity.
Do you own shares in ByteDance, sir?
Yes, I do.
150 million people use TikTok here in the US, and the app is facing growing bipartisan calls for a nationwide ban over issues ranging from data security to privacy to user safety.
Your algorithm can promote suicide, self-harm, and eating disorders to children.
Over time, we've heard numerous examples of some of the unpleasant content that children find themselves susceptible to on TikTok. But one of the videos played during the hearing, posted 41 days ago, included the hashtag Kathy McMorris Rogers.
You expect us to believe that you are capable of maintaining the data security, privacy, and security of 150 million Americans where you can't even protect the people in this room?
Following recess,
It was briefed during the break that they are taken down.
proceedings repeatedly went to the company's ties with the Chinese Communist Party, not least regarding concerns over controlling interest and access to data.
Over 300 TikTok employees have worked for China's state-run propaganda media. That's just from looking at their LinkedIn profiles.
Most of the time, Mr. Shou was consistent with his answers, albeit seldom answering yes or no.
I have seen no evidence that the Chinese government has access to that data.
Until, that is, Mr. Wahlberg got a different response, one which members of Congress repeatedly returned to.
Today, do ByteDance employees in Beijing have access to American data?
Congressman, we have been very open about this. We have relied on global interoperability.
You have access to American data.
Congressman, I'm answering your question if you give me just a bit of time. We rely on global interoperability, and we have employees in China. So yes, the Chinese engineers do have access to global data.
You have access to global data,
We have heard. the
not
concerns.
storage.
No, storage has always been in Virginia and Singapore.
The point being, if Chinese engineers have access to the data, like Mr. Shou confirmed, who's to say that someone's not storing it? I mean, it's hardly off limits to the Chinese government.
Would you commit to that, not selling the data you collect?
Congressman, I believe we don't sell data to any data brokers.
You don't sell to anyone.
We don't sell data to data brokers.
I didn't ask you data brokers. You sell it to anyone. In other words, under our bill, you could only use the data for your own purposes, not to sell it to anyone. Would you commit to not selling your data to anyone?
Congressman, I actually am in support of some rules.
I didn't ask
privacy.
you whether the rules.
Yeah.
I asked you whether the company, TikTok, would commit to not selling its data to anyone and just using it for its own purposes internally.
I can get back to you on the details of that.
Get back to me. All right.
Mr. Shou repeatedly came back to a $1.5 billion initiative called Project Texas, which would route all US user data to domestic servers owned by software giant Oracle. And at one point, he even called out American social media companies.
Mr. Shou, would TikTok be prepared to divest from ByteDance and Chinese Communist Party ties if the Department of Treasury instructed you all to do so?
Congressman, I said in my opening statement, I think we need to address the problem of privacy. I agree with you. I don't think ownership is the issue here. With a lot of respect, American social companies don't have a good track record with data privacy and user security. I mean, look at Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. Just one example.
It was a fair point in reference to the non-consensual collection of personal data belonging to millions of Facebook users by Cambridge Analytica and others, which came to light in 2018.
So I do think that it is not about the ownership. It is a lot about making sure we have Project Texas, making sure that we're protecting and firewalling US user data from unwanted foreign access, giving third parties to come in to have a look at this, and making sure that everybody is comfortable. We're giving transparency and third-party monitoring. And that's what we're doing for Project Texas.
The day after the hearing, Chinese state TV was urging the US to cease what it calls unreasonable suppression of foreign enterprise. That said, TikTok also has its defenders on Capitol Hill.
Let's not be racist towards China and express our xenophobia when it comes to TikTok.
Mr. Crenshaw closed his 5 minutes of questioning time with a message to teenagers and TikTok influencers.
You may not care that your data is being accessed now, but it will be one day when you do care about it. The long-term goal of the Chinese Communist Party is the demise of the American power, and that starts with our youth.
Mr. Chu, do you think you changed any minds today?